Okay. Hey, Brandon.
Yes.
I think we're in the pre-show.
Oh, goodness. I think I'm a little too amped up. If you were to take a guess on what I'm drinking right now, what would you guess, Rob?
Life.
It tastes like life.
Mountain
It
Dew?
rhymes with that is correct, sir.
I thought you quit.
I quit Red Bulls.
You said you
I
quit
know.
Mountain Dew. That's somewhere on a stream. Once I get all these things timestamped, I'm gonna know.
I
the
quit
time.
Red Bulls, and I have not had a Red Bull in about 3 weeks, but I have an insane migraine right now. So I thought maybe I'll try caffeine because nothing has seemed to work today. I drank a gallon of water. I've tried everything today, and this headache, this migraine won't go away. So I'm like, I'll crack open a can of Mountain Dew I've had in my fridge for a while, and it's gonna give me energy for the show, the mega show.
You know what I'm trying to do is figure out how to access the fucking chat on Twitch. So like, this is weird. So I started putting the chat in my little Streamlabs OBS thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then now that's gone. And now I can't see the chat on the Twitch thing on a separate computer. I'm like, where is the chat on the Twitch? Where is it, Brandon? What button do I have to click on to see the chat in the Twitch?
You're asking the wrong guy.
You go to the Twitch page, Brandon. You're the Twitch guy. You're twitching right now.
I see it.
Okay, so where's the chat? Where's the chat, Brandon?
Bottom right? Right side? It's a stream chat. I see it.
I don't see.
You can collapse it. See that arrow next to the where it says follow with the heart? Expand.
Look at the expand. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I helped. I did it.
Well, if Brandon knows what one thing, it's expanding. So, see how I turned that around?
Expanding everyone's love for me, obviously.
I did not put limitations on that snarky cut down, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Hey, and I appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our fans in Oregon. You like Oregon, right, Rob?
Yeah, it's north of Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Oregon. I told Jessica about that. She had to get... Oregon. It's not Oregon. Good old Oregon.
Yeah, it's Oregon.
The Midwest. Okay. I mean, I guess you could say any name weird, huh?
I'm not saying weird. It's Oregon.
Are you drinking a coffee, Rob? Do you have a coffee? What do you got?
I do. It's just coffee.
What if I wanted to buy you a coffee, Rob? Where would I go?
Oh, you go to Ko-fi.com/sketchcraft. Links are coming up right about now. I have to put them on every time we stream. You know why we do a pre-show, Brandon?
Because we don't ever have our shit together?
No, because I have to add these fucking links and monetize the video every time we go on. That's what I'm doing right now. Like, it's like I'm over here. So this streams, we're streaming to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
We're streaming, which by the way, on the Twitch there is a link to the Ko-fi right there by Rob a Coffee, which I got one today, right?
Nice.
Lauren Marshall, all the way down from Australia. She sent some coffee money.
Wow.
So I bought it. And then also you'll notice on the Twitch page, music provided by Chill Hop. This is not it, but during the stream, I'm gonna be playing some Chill Hop music, Brandon.
Ooh.
I got the license to run their music, but it's like specifically from their records and stuff. So, but cool, right?
Yeah.
So people will be like, "Where's the fucking music, Rob?" I'm like, well, here's all the lo-fi you can handle. I don't like lo-fi. Fucking go away. I'm like, tried, man. I tried. But yeah, so like now I'm on the YouTube, and I still have to go all the way over to the Facebook. That's the last thing that I do. I go to the Facebook. So like we were doing this little test stream the other night, folks. It's up now on the YouTube channel, but I forgot we were streaming to like Facebook, so everyone was commenting on the Facebook. I had a ton of Facebook people that night, and I didn't say shit. I was like, well, I tried. You know? I try. You got anything to add, Brandon? I know you're so
No,
busy just sitting there drinking your fucking Mountain Dew.
I just thought there was more to that. I thought there'd be a little, something. I don't want to cut you off. I have a bad habit I've noticed of cutting you off now that I've listened to a couple of our past casts. So I kind of just give you like a good buffer of 5 seconds in case you start back up again.
You know that thing I do sometimes when I'm on a roll and you'll start to talk and I cut, but it's like I'm doing it on purpose because I kind of am.
Yep.
I did that to Kyle once on the stream, and I think Kyle wanted to kill me. Like, he left such an indelible impression that I remember. I think I really angered him that night. Like,
yeah,
it's funny.
If only you could treat everyone the way you treat me, Rob, with love and respect, right? I'm Rob's best friend.
Is that what you say as you rock yourself to sleep at night?
Yes. He really cares.
Wearing your Steven Universe shirt.
You're not supposed to tell anybody. I mean, you bought it for me, so.
All right, why don't we get to? I think I got everything set up. So, Brandon, I want you to do a double check, make sure we're up on all the platforms.
Okay, we're definitely on Twitch. I know that one.
Yeah.
And I forgot we do Facebook now, so I didn't forget. I'm saying you said it. Yep. Seems like we're all good.
All right, Brandon, you go mute your mic now. It's the SketchCraft Megashow!
All right, here goes. I'm about to get some of this delicious soft sushi from 7-Eleven.
Oh, well, that was crunchy.
It's not as soft as I thought it would be.
Oh, no. SketchCraft Megashow.
I thought it was going to be really authentic because it's at 7-Eleven, but it's not.
That's so inconvenient for a convenience store.
But it tastes good. It's delicious and greasy. I can taste the authentic grease in it.
Megashow?
I think I need to have a banana Slurpee. I'm going to do it.
Wash that down. Wash it down.
It's good. It's really good. It quenches the palate. The palate. I feel
it's a tsunami of pain.
I feel like I'm on like Master Chef. This is good stuff.
Megashow. Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm energized for the show.
SketchCraft Megashow, everybody. Here we go.
I drank too much. I got a brain freeze. My brain can't work.
Hey, I think I got it to work, Brandon. I think I did it.
Did you now?
I think I got it all to work. And then I'll go back and listen to it and be like, it was just fucking quiet for like 2 minutes. So, yeah, I have to run this little stupid soundboard to make all this shit play. So, it's real fun. We gotta record some new. We gotta record some new intros to the show, Brandon. It's been a while. It's been a while since I kept you up till 5 a.m. doing that.
Oh, it's always a thrill.
I think it's worth the effort. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna hit the play here. Oh no, we got a little music, Brandon. We got a little music in the background. There we
I
go.
can't hear it, but I'm sure it's lovely.
It's relaxing.
Doesn't take away from our beautiful voices.
Music provided by Chillhop. Apparently, you can sign up for a license to stream their music while you stream and shit. So that's
nice.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
You can control the volume and everything of it. So it's like,
yeah, I have it downloaded separately. So.
Oh, nice.
When we did the mic check tonight, that's what I was. That's why I kept having you talking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Friday night, Brandon. Did you know that?
Well, let's see. I'm not doing anything or out having fun, and I'm talking to you. So, yep, it must be Friday night.
It's Friday night. Aren't you excited? It's podcast night. That's what we're doing right now. You know that?
I love it. I love it so much. I'm like, hey, should I go out and do something? Nah. I'm gonna sit at home and talk to Rob.
So we're gonna have to get you streaming soon. I have a couple options for that. Obviously, Skype is one, but I want to try something called, I think it's called like LifeSpace or some shit. But it's free, and what's cool about that is I can have like if Andy or someone wants to jump into, they can like on their phone or wherever. So,
well.
I'm not getting money by that. I'm just saying I've been doing research on like what's a good way to do that. That's free, and that all I got to do is hand out an email, and they can jump in. That's not Google Hangouts and shit. And so,
gotcha.
Yeah, so it's something I'm looking into. We'll have to do some tests soon. I don't know where I'm going to fit you on the screen. I mean, I got all this fucking cool ass background going here, and you're going to have to block something. So I don't.
I had an idea, but I don't know if you'll like it. What if I just streamed from my point of view on my Twitch channel? So like yours is your point of view while you're talking, we're seeing you, and then I just stream from the Mega Potato Show Twitch until we figure it all out. That way I still get some views on my Twitch, and it's like a double point of view kind of thing. I don't know how.
Yeah, but I still have to Brandon, I don't think you get it. Like I have to stream that into my computer. You understand? And no. I can't. Okay. So what you're asking is you will stream to Twitch, and I'll just load Twitch up and run it in the background. It can get weird. So.
Oh no! I was just saying we have two different things as far as.
This sounds like something we should talk about not on the Friday night podcast.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. It sounds like you're talking to me and not actually trying to be entertaining. Like, right, Brandon?
A rub-a-dub-a-dub,
yeah. I mean, what are we doing this all for? If we're just gonna have like, hey, why don't we fucking talk about bills too? You know what I mean? And taxes and dividends and all that.
Ari's joining us in the chat. Says, "Wow, y'all are wild." And there's some blank space to the left of your head. You could pop him into a potato-shaped speech bubble.
Yeah, let me write that down. Potato-shaped speech bubble. Brendan, you're going to have to monitor the Twitch chat.
I got it. I'm on top of that.
I got the Facebook and YouTube open, so you're gonna have to do something, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the Twitch chat. I just filled you in.
All righty. Well, Brandon, it's been one heck of a week. I have now got the new camera set up. Some feedback on the camera. Most people seem to like it. My wife hates it.
What?
She seems to like the webcam quality better. I think there's a weird distortion on the webcam. Like it makes my hands look weirdly big and my head small. You ever notice that, Brandon? Like it looks.
I thought you were just not drinking enough water or getting up enough. I thought you were just had swollen hands or something.
One thing I can assure you is I drink way too much water. Like, no problems there. But no, I like.
Yeah, I disagree with her. I'm disagreeing with her. You can let her know that this is way better. This is way better.
I think so, but I don't know, Brandon. Sometimes I'm like, was it worth all the effort? Was it? So,
as your video wife, I'm going with this one.
As my second potato.
Yes. This one. This is how I like.
Would that make you my potato baby, or would that? What would that?
Potato babe. Potato Bay.
My potato.
Yeah, your potato.
We got a hello from Quijin Cosmic Art over on the YouTube. Hello. It's been a busy week. I got the stomach flu, and I went into some details on that last night. And every time I think about it, I think I feel it coming back. You ever have that, Brandon?
I almost passed out at the gym yesterday.
Well, you're back on the Mountain Dew diet, right? So
maybe that's the problem. Wednesday I had a couple of them, and yesterday I was at the gym. Yesterday I got out of work early because I finished all the work, and they're like, "Well, you can go early," and I'm like, "Well, I had to wait on Jessica. We carpool," so I was like, "Well, I'll go to the gym," and like halfway through, I'm like, I feel lightheaded, and I just sat down against one of the walls, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna sit here for a good 10 minutes. So
was it right outside the Chili's?
I wish. I wish. You kind of shaded me out of going to Chili's again. It'll be a little while before I go back.
It's funny because when I do arrive into town, like I don't let you eat healthy. I'm like, let's go to the taco place.
Yeah, you're just like, let's eat as much as possible.
Yeah,
like, all right.
You want a boba? All right, boba's for everybody. Yeah.
So it's been a rough week on both of us physically. It's been
it was tough. It was not easy for me. And then that like anything else I can get to you like creatively, you're like it kind of messes you up a little bit. So realigning, I got the lines done for the turtle print today. So those are done.
Nice.
There's still a little bit of scribbling I got to do in the background. There's going to be a sewer pipe behind her. All I need to do really is kind of like loosely draw that because it's all going to be airbrushed and kind of like painted looking. But I'm like, I didn't need to do that tonight. I can do that when I go to color. So tomorrow I got to spend at least a couple hours before I do my commission work getting flats going. Luckily, some of the flats are done on that because Brandon did it, but they're all fucked up. So I gotta like undo whatever he.
Is that like a backhanded compliment?
Yes. It's not like
Okay.
Brandon. It's not
downright is.
Yeah, it's down. It's a dead ass backhand compliment.
Dead ass.
Cosmic Art says sorry to hear about the flu. Yeah, I don't actually get like sick like that. Like that's the first time I've had the stomach flu in my. I must have had it when I was a kid, but I don't remember. So I don't get.
So you're pretty much you're unbreakable or what?
No, I've gotten respiratory colds. Like that's what I tend to be susceptible to when that goes around. Kyle was there with me. We went to go see X-Men Apocalypse at the LA Film School with the writer and
Simon
Kinberg and Jeff Goldsmith. And this you've seen The Dark Crystal? You know, Ogra, the old lady who like is, yeah. This lady looked like Ogra. So I kid you not. You ever meet a crazy person, Brandon, and they're the kind of like crazy people that just they collect keychains, but they don't have that many doors. They just have tons of keys and keychains on them for
like a janitor.
Yeah, but they're not a janitor. That's their thing. Right. Like, so they got a jingle jangle. Yeah. So that lady was coughing the whole fucking time, and so respiratory is where stomach. That's new. It's new to me. So messed up my whole diet, which is great, but that's getting back under wraps. So I figured, well, since I already messed up my diet, today I went and I enjoyed some curry with rice. And now I'm in even more pain because my body's like, why did you eat all that? So good times. What else happened this past week, Brandon?
I mean, I can go good news or tragic news. I mean, it's been I'll go with it. Our colors are very Lakers color here. Very sad and tragic event. Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and also another family, and the pilot died in a plane crash. And I know you lived in California pretty much your whole life, right?
I'm from San Diego. Yeah, I was born in
Coronado
Medical Center.
So I mean, growing up, you had to seen the impact of Kobe, the Lakers, all that in that whole state. I mean, he's worldwide, but I mean, California, that's him. When it comes to basketball and just icon.
Sure. I mean, well, you and I met at Staples Center.
Right.
So
You know?
that we have that going for us. The thing about Kobe is I'm not like a basketball dude, or really a sports guy, but Kobe, like, he got his own Nintendo 64 basketball game. Like, I remember that when I was in the army, and I was like, and it was good. And I'm surprisingly, like, I give a lot of respect to great sports video games. Like,
Mhm.
if a sports
Oh
game is
yeah.
great, I'm all for it. And his
Right.
Nintendo 64 game was fucking pretty dope, dude. I really enjoyed it. So, I'm like, props to that dude, and then he took off from
Right.
there. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's tragic, dude. Like, the whole thing is tragic, and what more needs to be said than just like it's
I think it is amazing though that someone could have, such a legacy that touched in so many people's different lives, and even just, you played video games game, but I'm saying like even now that when he was getting older, he got into like film, and he started working on documentaries and sports things like that, and he was in the second act, and that I think someone like you where you like film, or Kyle or somebody would like a lot, as far as documentary and filmmaking. So
well, he did
it sucks that
he directed that animation short that Glenn Keane animated, and John Williams did the music for, and he won an Oscar for it. So, like,
yeah.
I mean, and you know me, I'm all about 2D animation. So, like,
Oh yeah.
being able to bring a spotlight to like a lost art, with some of the masters and stuff, dude, it's pretty awesome. I retweeted that animation short out when the news passes. I never know what to say during that. I mean,
Oh, me neither.
people far more eloquent than me, like Sinead DeFries, posted a picture of him and all his family that they had taken together, and that's how I like, like, that's when tragedy hits, man, dude. It's the families that suffer the most, because it's once they're gone, man. They're gone for life. It's not just that day. Where were you when you remember? It's like every day.
Right.
Every day they're gone now. So that transition period it's not good, man. It was a bummer, big bummer, big
Right.
big colossal bummer.
So I wasn't trying to bring the cast down, everybody. I just wanted to,
Thanks,
pay
Brandon.
respects. I'm paying respects where respects are due.
All right.
All
right. You want to chuck some soda? Get on a happier.
Yeah, right. Actually, I want to talk some shit because I don't give a damn about this whole franchise. But I don't know if you saw the Fast 9 trailer is out.
Justice for Han, man. Justice for
Jeez.
Han.
What? They need to. This franchise. Okay, I gave up like I think on 3, maybe 4. I don't know which one it was before the Ronda Rousey one. That might have been 6. I don't know. Now, in this fucking, I hate this car porn, testosterone, muscle versus muscle. John Cena. Okay, John Cena is Dom's long lost brother from this mob looking family they come from. So John Cena is Dom's brother, and they're trying to kill each other. John Cena's character is a world-class car racer, an assassin, and a spy. Apparently, they say it in the trailer, like he's an assassin, car driver, sexy mother effer, all this stuff. In the trailer, God, I hate these movies so much, but in the trailer, they drive a Jeep across a rickety bridge, but the bridge is smaller than the Jeep the axle of the car, so they're just like kind of surfing on this rickety bridge. And then Dom hooks his car to the rickety bridge and slingshots his car around a whole mountain to flip. They need to just stop. They need to stop with this shit. They need to stop.
It's almost like you're almost describing to me something that would sound like a modern day version of a Pecos Bill tale. Like Pecos Bill grabbed his lasso and wrapped around a tornado, and you're just like, okay,
pretty much.
Right, John Cena's hilarious because like
him with that like hairstyle, that he looks so fucking weird.
But if he's gonna be anyone's brother, Brandon. If John Cena's going to play anyone's brother, he should be Ernest P. Worrell's brother. Because he looks fucking just like a jacked up Ernest P. Worrell.
Who's that for the people that don't know?
Ernest P. Worrell.
Ernest. Like Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yeah, go look at him. He looks like John Cena should be Ernest's younger, like, in shape fucking brother. Like, they have the same face, bro.
He's super buff, but he's goofy looking.
Yeah, I want him to take on the Ernest movies. Like everyone's talking about John Cena becoming some movie star. I'm like, I just want him to continue the Ernest leg. Look at him. Like,
Yeah.
like
Well,
Ernest
are
works
you
out, and then
are you gonna go see Fast 9, Rob?
you know, I mean, I like Fast and the Furious fun, man. I liked
I
the first
don't.
movie. I enjoyed the second movie, the third. I worked on the t-shirts a little bit. I wasn't a good car airbrusher, so they always put me on some of the weirder. I won't say weirder, but less airbrushy designs for stuff like that. So it wasn't really quite my thing, but I did enjoy like when The Rock came on and they're all doing crazy heists and shit. But at this point, you know,
I
like
don't even know what it's about.
well, I thought the Hobbs and Shaw movie would be fun, and it turns out the trailer was fun. The trailer was a lot of fun. The movie was, you know,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I don't know, man, dude. Look, why you gotta hate, Brandon? You know,
Because it looks, it's just,
Brandon,
you know,
Brandon is not for you, Brandon.
it's not. It's
you-
not. And everyone will think it's for me. Like they look at me and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, you big guy, you like that, huh? Those testosterone dudes." Like, yeah, I'm looking cars. I'm like, no,
you don't you don't even own anything remotely fast. So I don't even understand how would you fit the mold.
I drive a Honda Civic, you know. So,
Yeah, I don't know, Brandon. It's not for you.
it's definitely not me.
Someone that made
know.
the I think it was Robert Meyer Burnett. I think he was saying like they should merge. No. I think it was Corey Coleman at Double Toast. I was either Double Toast or Robert Meyer Burnett. I can't remember. I was watching them both the other day, and one of them had said that they should merge the Fast and the Furious universe with the Jurassic Park and just have them like outrun the dinosaurs and shit.
So the raptors are like running next to the Dom in the car.
Yeah. They should
Dolphin squeak.
Yeah, because it's the same, Universal. Like they should just merge the two.
Oh, man, I'm glad that Bloopy in the chat agrees with me about all this Fast and the Furious shit, you know. And also, Bloopy says Brandon secretly owns a Porsche. Brandon can't afford to get a Porsche T-shirt, so that's not that ain't happening.
Here's the thing, though. Like, we get like 800 Marvel movies a year, you know. So it's like when someone says, "Hey, they shouldn't be making more Fast and the Furious movies," I'm like, well, that's one less comic book movie. So you know what I mean? Like, they can't say we took all the films. Like, that was a weird thing I was getting this past year, that there's too many comic book movies, there's no room for any original film. Meanwhile, at the Oscars, they're like, there was too many good movies this year and there's not enough slots to nominate all the good movies. I'm like, well, which is it? If there was too many good movies this year, but there was too many comic book movies, I don't, you know what I mean, Brandon? What I don't something tells me they're the only movies this year weren't comic book movies,
Right.
I got a funny feeling. So I'm fine with it. Did you ever see the movie Torque? That was like a Fast and the Furious style.
I mean, probably. It sounds familiar. Drakenslayer in the chat says there's also a movie called Hyperdrive. It's like Ninja Warrior with cars. Did you ever see that, Rob?
No.
Hyperdrive?
No.
But it's Ninja Warrior with cars.
Sounds like it should be a Star Wars movie, though.
Right. Yeah, and there's so many movies, and like Crusher says that he's got the Regal Unlimited, so he can watch all the movies once, good or bad.
Oh, show off.
They don't have that out here. They might have like a Harkins type thing. I don't have it, but that's probably a good thing to have, to go see all the movies, I guess. But I don't know. I know it's not for me. It's not for everybody. It's just, it's gonna make so much money, and it's so stupid. I dare someone to watch the trailer and tell me the plot. Please do watch the trailer. Just came out, and then tell me what you think the plot is, because I don't know. Dom fighting his brother, and then Charlize Theron's back, and Brandon, she's got like the simple Jack haircut.
You got to understand, when you explain that, it's what all you sound like is when, like, how do I say this? When I explain the plot to an end game to my non-comic book friends. And they just look at me like, oh, this fucking guy. You know? And then there's a time heist and they go into different parallel dimensions and it's, they don't want to, you know what I mean, Brandon? Like it's
fine.
It's just not for you. But they seem to be fun. I mean, dude, man, if that movie was called Ghost Driver, right? And it was the Ghost Driver, with is it Rodriguez? Was that the guy who played him on who played him on the TV show on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Just go with that. Whatever you said. Sounds good.
And it was all the car with the flaming skull. You'd be all excited.
Sure.
You damn well know you would. Hey, Hector's in the chat. What's up, Megan?
Hyperdrive was a Netflix series. Okay, my mistake. Thought it was a movie.
It's probably bundled with iBoy.
Go fuck yourself, Rob. I said it was okay. For those wondering, a long time ago, there was a Netflix movie called iBoy. I said it wasn't that bad. It was an interesting idea. Basically, this kid got shot, or I can't remember, electrocuted, and he could basically tap into phones and like electrical currents of phones and data. Basically, like Cyborg, But it was a British movie, and I thought it wasn't that bad. So, asshat over here, Rob, always wants to be like, "Hey, what about that iBoy movie?" But he'll sit through like a Police Academy marathon any day. Those shitty movies.
Brandon, you just took a flying dump all over a Fast and the Furious film, but you're praising iBoy, so you need to.
I didn't praise it. I said it wasn't bad.
Well, that's a far bigger praise than you gave the Fast and the Furious films, right? Look, if they would just mix Fast and the Furious and Jurassic Park, admit it, you would be their opening weekend.
Dinosaurs and cars? Sure, why not?
Right? Right? I mean, why there isn't at least a cartoon series mixing the both? I don't know. It seems like that make logical toys.
We're going to see coming 2022, the Fast and the prehistoric. And you're going to be like, son of a bitch. And they're going to make tons of money and we're going to still be poor.
So, all right, Brandon. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed spending 30 minutes talking about a movie trailer you didn't like. What else we got?
Okay. Let's talk about whiteboarding. Can we talk about that?
Okay, why?
So, for those that don't know, me and Rob, aka SketchCraft, are, and I'm going to mess up the way I'm going to say all this, but we are working on a joint project together. Yeah. Is that a good way to say it?
All right.
Rob's doing 80% of the work. I'm doing 10% of the work. And that's how it's going to go. And how the other 10%, probably my wife will pick up and do something that I can't do. And I'll just say I did it. We're working on something. And Rob introduced me to what is called whiteboarding. And let's see if I could explain this. And then Rob will tell you the real definition. Basically, you get together a bunch of people who are going to write a story or pitch ideas. And you basically throw out as many ideas as you can towards your main goal of the book, story, movie. And there's no wrong or right idea. You just throw out ideas that you think would be good and then categorize them on the board. Man, that's
in the very
so bad.
loose.
I heard myself say it. I sounded
in
so
the
bad
very loosest sense of the word. Yes, right. That is.
Yeah. It sounded as it left my lips. I was like, "This sounds so dumb." Go back to drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob. Like I said in the beginning, can you tell everybody what whiteboarding is, as far as what it is, containing brainstorming, all the good stuff? Can you just explain it to people?
Look, anytime you're trying to construct an idea, specifically stories, right? I highly suggest you maybe use a technique called whiteboarding. A real easy way to do this would be to use something like Trello, where you can kind of like create columns and stack them up. When I was a kid, we just wrote them on index cards and would tack them on a board or use a whiteboard to write all your ideas down. But it's easier when they're on cards because you can move them around. So on a whiteboard, you can use little magnets, right? Move them around. And the benefit to this is you can sit in a room with 6 different people, and people can be generating legitimate ideas, not like, hey, guy eats fucking potato chips and then farts out a Gumby statue. Like, when you're trying to generate legitimate fucking ideas. And then you put them up, And then the whiteboarding can go further and further. Like, let's say you got your ideas put together, you got your story, your premise, and then you're arcing out a story. And then maybe you got one specific scene, and you can just whiteboard a scene. Like, what could be everything that can happen in that scene for the characters, and for you can whiteboard character arcs, and it's just a really great way of trying to play out all the scenarios without being limited to, like, without trying to how do I say this? If you intentionally try to write out all the things that could happen to your characters at once, like in your head, or just write it down, you tend to get very narrow focused. You can kind of just go down one path and never branch off. And you ever watch a movie or a film or read a book and you're like, why didn't they do this one thing that seems so obvious? Chances are they didn't whiteboard enough. The inverse, whenever you're watching them, especially, it's easier to see in film. If you ever see a movie that has a bunch of random shit and a bunch of scenes going on, but they don't seem to be really connected, but they're just going from one thing to the next, that's something that got whiteboarded so much they never actually had a fucking through line. They're just throwing up the whiteboard ideas to get you through the next scene, and the more you do it, the more you can develop a good ear or an eye for it, So a really good movie, if you want to see an example of too much whiteboard, not enough actual character arcs, would be The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I hate to take shit on it, but I'm just saying that is a movie with just a ton of whiteboarding ideas, and they're all strung together, but there's no cohesive. When you're like, well, when you really think about it, like, yeah, it doesn't really track, So, but then if you want to see a really excellent use of just whiteboarding the shit out of ideas and it working out, would be Back to the Future was a good one. Just all the different, I guarantee you they had to think of all the different ideas for time travel and what would happen if you go back to 1955 and all the things you could do. The best ideas that whenever they did with their whiteboarding, man, I guarantee you they ended up on screen. The show Better Call Saul does a really good job. It's very creative. You'll see a lot of creative decisions. So what's cool about it is you don't have to. You can do, if you have a group of friends, close friends, or creative, but maybe they're not writers, but maybe you develop a good, you have like a group of people you can talk to. You can do that together. You can help whiteboard each other's projects and just generate ideas. And the trick is to put each one up and to not say, I don't want to say not say no. You don't want to say no, but what I'm really more concerned with is, Brandon, you ever sit in a room and ask someone a question and the first thing out their mouth is no, but then they stop, they think, and then they'll answer?
Yes.
Yeah, like you have that thing that is making you say no, whether they say it out loud or not. You have to, that needs to go away when you're developing things. Because you have to see, not just what are great ideas, but you also have to figure out where the story or the project's going to take you. And that kind of being too critical at an early phase will always work out in a always. It's not a good idea. Like I hate using always and absolutes and shit, but and I would do this even for t-shirts or even when I'm doing costume designs. I'll sit down and you could do free word association where you're just generating word ideas, but you just write every fucking thing you can for a certain amount of time where you don't think about. It helps when you have friends. So with you, since you're going to be drawing this thing, I thought it would be a good idea to just have conversations with you about the idea, the premise, the story, things I'm thinking about, and then we can whiteboard all the ideas, put them all up, and then I can sort of arrange them into a loose structure to see if that's the story I like. And within an hour or two, you got a version of the story that, I'm not keeping it the way it is, but you have something. Right, Brandon? You saw very quickly within an hour, that's a comic book level pitch you could take anywhere, Yeah,
and it was wild. I had a headache. It was so much. Just bam, 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 this, that, this. It definitely had me thinking.
So it's just a very useful technique. You can use programs like Scrivener that have like little index cards, if that's good. I like Trello because Trello's like you can just type something in and switch them or move them around. I just found that's been easy, and then I can go in on each tab and further elaborate if I want to keep an idea. So Trello is really good for that, and it's free. It's free. So yeah, whiteboarding. Bram, I don't generally get into talking about how to do things creatively because it's always easier to show than to tell. Unfortunately, I can't really see myself putting together a fucking tutorial for whiteboarding, or core index cards, whatever you want to call it. I'm not the one to speak to it. But if you're ever stuck generating ideas, I would suggest you look that up. I find it to be beneficial. All right, Brandon.
All right. Well, Bloopy was talking about Final Fantasy 15 in the chat, so I figure why not talk about the new Final Fantasy 7 Remake trailer that just came out. Did you see it?
The Final Fantasy 7 Remake trailer? Yes.
Yeah, with all the it looks beautiful. It looks cool. It's funny looking, just with all the added details, like Cloud when he does the cross dressing and he's got the braided hair and the dress and everything.
The honeybee sequence, which they said they would they would never keep, and I'm like, they're keeping it. You can't. I don't know.
They're keeping it.
Yeah, they're keeping it.
it's high detail, the braids, everything. It's funny. I was like, he comes out of the thing. Drew a blank. Red 13 looks so badass. Like, it just looks beautiful, and it's gonna be a good game. So I think it's going to be awesome. So I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan because, I didn't get in depth as like you or Andy would, but I still like it. You know what I mean? I still like the mix of the steampunk with the whole anime look, everything like that. So,
well, 7 had a very unique look that they never really went back to, which was that blend of cyberpunk with fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it.
And it's cyberpunk, fantasy, and anime. But it just had a specific look that just, I don't know. They just, for some reason, after they did 8, they did 9. Obviously, and 9 had that pure fantasy look, but 10 on forward, minus 12 kept that sort of look that 8 developed. Which, by the way, I've been saying before, I've been replaying through Final Fantasy VIII Remastered with the actual HD up-resed fan backgrounds. It's so fucking good, dude. Like, it should be the official release, should be AI upscaled backgrounds. It's so awesome. And I just got a lot of love for that game. Like, I remember when I first played it when it came out, I kind of beat it like in a week. It was like super easy. And I remember thinking like, it's not as good as 7, but it's such a chill game that now I really, really appreciate that. It's less like this, and it's more like, just swimming along the stream. But I love it. So, but yeah, 7, I don't know if I'm going to have the time to play it, because I'm going to be starting Game Cave around the time that comes out. So, I'm definitely going to buy it, and I'm going to watch Mage Masher stream it. Now, I love Mage Masher. He's like, when it comes to gaming, he's like British Rob. I hear my wife, when she listens to him, she goes, "There's another one of you out there, Rob." And I'm like, "Oh, it's amazing." And I subscribe to his channel and back him and stuff. And so he's super fun, super positive. I've tried to convince him to play this game with the Japanese language version if they have it as an option, but he doesn't like to read subtitles. So I guess that's where he and I differ. So I think I'm gonna have to listen to the English acting if they don't have a Japanese voice option. So I'll have to deal with that. But that would be my only complaint, as I'm just not a fan of the English voice acting in these games. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's just like anime. I have to have it with subtitles, and I need that Japanese affliction excitement that they have. No knock on any English actor voiceovers. I get it. You do a good job. You do your job. I just, growing up, I've always loved subtitles with the Japanese voices because they just they just get fucking into it, and it gets me more amped up when I'm watching anime or playing games like this. So
quick update: Facebook says hello from Daniel. Bad Apple Ramirez. We talked back and forth. What's up, Rob? Lots of good stuff. Got his Trello. Awesome. Hector's talking about the motorcycles. And yeah, so in Final Fantasy VII, Magical Error says hello. You have a PlayStation. Well, you don't have a PS4, so you're not going to play this game.
No, but maybe I'll get one eventually.
Well, Brandon, you know what happens on the 15th of February? Total dead silence. It's almost like the podcast just ended. If it wasn't for that chill hop music playing in the background, you wouldn't even know this shit was still going.
No.
Did I ask your brain to crunch numbers?
It's yeah. Is that tax season? Tax season?
No, Brandon. It's the big reveal for PS5. Like, Jesus. Okay. I wasn't non sequiting my way out of that conversation. It was
okay. Well, hey, I told you I'm not if this was Andy would have been like at booking midnight or at 2:54 p.m. on that day when the sun is out.
Here's Brandon, right? And then your dog, like when you go, hey, what's up on the 15th? And he goes, huh? Yeah, huh?
Or you've asked your dog, did you do this? Huh? Did you do this? Huh? And the dog just goes, huh?
Good job, Brandon. Yeah, so the big reveal for PS5s, I'm going to be pre-ordering as soon as I can. So can't wait. I'm a day one guy with those systems, man. Even though everyone hates me for it.
I used to be a day one when I can afford it.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm a
student loans, Brandon. Student loans.
Yeah, it's a killer. Once she finished that school, I couldn't afford any day ones. When she was in school, I was like, yeah, I got that day one Xbox One. I was like, yeah. Now it's like,
Hector wants to know how the board game's doing. Board game's ready to go. I just have to do the art. But I refunded that Game Cave, and I don't feel like getting anywhere near Kickstarter for a little bit. So
yeah. Plus, me and Jess are kind of testing out a longer version, more in-depth version of the game. So
yeah, the game as it stands now is a fun, quick game that we can make, and it'd be ready to go. All I have to do is make art, but. While they're waiting for me to get my what's trauma? I don't know. Kickstarter, waiting to dip my feet into the Kickstarter pool again.
Rob's not ready to go on the rebound yet. Okay, he had a bad breakup. He needs some time to focus on himself before he gets back on Kickstarter dating.
I'll say this: the backers were great, but it's just the trauma of all that. Like, I don't want to. I just cleared that, so I don't want to do it. In the meantime, I have Brandon testing some alternate modes with the game so that there could be a more advanced mode for people who would want to play something that has more options. Depth of gameplay, yeah. So we'll see if that works or doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, then we'll keep it super simple. So
just a quick chat update. And I apologize to anyone if I ever butcher your username because I'm known to do this, okay? But Mandiuk Streamer 23. Mandiuk. Man, I am horrible at your guys' names. 23 says hello again, so good old Mandy.
Took you longer to try and say the name than to read the comment.
They said hello again. So I was just saying that. Bloopy.
Hector replies, what about Indiegogo? No, it isn't the platform, Hector. It's the crowdsourcing. I don't want to promote and sell and ship and pack things right now. I need a break.
Well, we have Kickstarter trauma on the brain. I want to talk about more Kickstarter, Rob. Witchblade celebrates its 25th year with an anniversary collection that they are releasing through Kickstarter first, before anyone else on the direct market can get it. So they will
new art by Michael Turner.
Right? They just keep finding. Yeah.
I'm not making fun because the man passed away. I'm just saying that they released that Batman cover with brand new art from him when they took his art and then trace the new costume details on old art. It was so weird,
And
right?
it didn't look right. It like they took we'll get back to the Witchblade. Yes, they took a sketch of his and just kind of tried to like copy paste it looked like a new Batman suit over, and it just didn't work. I was like, why do that? Whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look for them.
So yeah. So apparently this Kickstarter will be like a big dust jacket, complete volume 1. It's gonna come signed. All of them apparently are signed by Silvestri on every hardcover copy. I don't know if that's actual like his physical signature, or you're gonna get one of those like digital type ones or stamped signatures. So
No, they tend to physically sign those.
Do they? Okay. Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna get it's a volume 1, complete volume 1 Witchblade with a dust jacket hardcover, 25-year anniversary that they will be doing on Kickstarter. So, you know, speaking of Kickstarter, if you want to go and support it, do so. If you're a big Witchblade fan, I once bought that Witchblade show on DVD because it was on sale.
I was going to say, were you a fan? How excited were you when they announced the TV show?
I did not. I wasn't that big of a fan, actually, because, you know, here's a misconception for everybody. Most people think I'm a very, like, when it comes to art, they must be like, oh, Brandon's a very sexual person. He must like sexual art. And I don't. I don't like a lot of TNA in my anime. I don't like it in my comic books. I just don't. And the Witchblade was basically, you know, a sex outfit, the weird silver scrappy things with just her boobies covered and her down below. See, I don't even say it sexually. And I just don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. No knock on anyone who does art like that or makes a living off it. You know, it's just not my thing. So when Witchblade came out,
see, you know, I know it was because I had a girlfriend at the time who wasn't the biggest fan of comic art, but she liked his stuff. You know, so I was like, well, there's something to it. I thought that the illustration that he did on the Witchblade Tomb Raider crossover was phenomenal. That was probably my favorite work of his. Other than the first few issues of Fathom were done pretty well too. So
I wouldn't mind a Gen 13 collection. That'd be cool.
It's not Mike Turner.
No, but I'm just talking about as far as it was Top Cow, right? Gen 13?
No, Wildstorm.
Wildstorm. Oh, okay. Mixed them up there for a second.
At the time it was Homage Studios or whatever, but yeah. So no, that's a DC thing now, man. So
yeah, they got bought out.
I mean, that's cool, dude. Yeah, Hector says Lady Death's anniversary is coming up. So thing about Lady Death, man, is that I have the first graphic novel and the issues with the Evil Ernie series, and it was like Lady Death without Evil Ernie doesn't make any sense to me. They're intrinsically tied, and when he he lost the rights or whatever to Evil Ernie, but bought Lady Death. I don't get it, you know?
Yeah.
Like Ernie was her minion, dude, you know? So it's like, it's just that I love that first Evil Ernie trade, you know, which is like 1 part Nightmare on Elm Street, 1 part Army of Dead, Evil Dead, you know? A little bit of like Hellraiser in there with like schlocky teenage fucking Roger Corman nonsense. And when it's just Lady Death, I'm like, I get the boobs, but it like the fun of it for me. It's like, I guess it'd be like when they made a Friday the 13th show and Freddy wasn't in it. It was like some weird antique store. Remember that shit? They did. It was a Friday the 13th TV. No, sorry, Jason. But they had a Nightmare on Elm Street and a Friday the 13th TV show, and neither one of them had Freddy or Jason in it.
Weird. Yeah,
they were like Twilight Zone-y kind of like shows that just had the license. So I don't know, man. You know, I'm a big fan of those initial indie books, though. So when they were coloring, well, they were originally in black and white, but the covers and all that stuff, they were colored in markers. So the first few issues when Chaos they did all their coloring with markers. Because I met them all at this Good Guys Bad Guys comic book shop. It was a comic book shop in Grossmont, California, and Brian Pulido and the whole Chaos crew had just launched that company, and they were down there, and you had to like create a character, and then they were gonna like pick the best one, and then that character would end up in one of their comics for an issue.
Oh well.
And I won second place. Did not get the first place.
Oh,
I know, right? I never win first place. That's why I always look at what are the second and third place prizes.
Always the bridesmaid.
It's okay. But they were coloring their whole comics with markers at the time, which I thought was.
Didn't you win second place with that Ghost Rider movie poster contest?
Yeah, I told you I can win second or third place. So like I always go, well, what are the second and third place options? Like that's if the prizes are there, then it's worth it to me.
Yeah. So something cool that I would never buy, but some might be able to. Sideshow Collectibles has a life-size Baby Yoda coming out. Now, if you had the money, Rob, would you buy this Baby Yoda and put it like on a shelf or in your house?
Baby Yoda, da 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 da. Baby Yoda, da 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 da. Baby Yoda, da da da. You know, man, I thought it was pretty impressive, but I'm not spending $400 on a Yoda doll.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, that fucking thing right there was $400 at Arcade Cab. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I wanted that arcade cabinet in my room since 1983. You know, and like even I had to be convinced to still get it.
Like, you know, it's so the sideshow stuff is so expensive, but man, there's some good stuff. They got, you know, heavy infantry Mandalorian figure that's, you know, fits probably in your hand, about 8 inches tall. You know, it's almost $300, but the detail and how badass they look. You know, even with the hot toys, you know, I only own, one hot toy. I own one hot toy. I own the Crow, which is my all-time favorite thing, movie, everything. And I'm pretty sure my wife who bought it for me got it on like super discount sale when she bought it, because there's no other way I think we would have been able to afford a $300-400 thing.
The most expensive figure I own was actually on accident. I got it for free. I always wanted this Al Bundy statue that was at this comic shop that I grew up on. And when the comic shop closed, my buddy Joe gave me this Bundy statue, which retails for about $500 now.
Uh-huh.
And I always took it with me to my jobs. So anytime I go to a job, the Bundy comes with me. And when I came back to a job after having been gone for like 4 or 5 years, the first thing I do is sit down the Bundy. And people were like, the Bundy! You know, like he always comes with me. Other than that, intentionally, the only expensive figure I own would be that I bought that 12-inch Shredder movie figure. That was like $150. And that's my limit, man. And that, like again, that's something I always wanted. So I have not had the lifelong dream of ever owning the Baby Yoda figure. It's cool. I have a buddy of mine who's going to buy like 2 of them. So
that's funny.
He owns life-size working R2 units and BB-8s. Actually, move around and shit. So.
Mandy said, if I were to ever buy Baby Yoda, I would build a nest for him. Right? Just a nice little. I'd want to build that the little crate hover thing that he's in. You know, the bonnet that floats.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like
you know, like they have those
cool.
magnet things that you can get to like to float. It'd be cool if they had one. Like
that would be cool.
So it would actually float on your desk. And like if that was $60 or $80, you know, I could see myself maybe looking.
Why can't you make us rich with all these ideas, Rob? What the hell, man?
What I'm looking forward to this year is the DuckTales Wave 2 figures. So I bought
you and DuckTales.
I bought every one of those DuckTales figures when they came out, bro. I raided Target.
I'd like some Darkwing Duck stuff.
Well,
like
that's the rumor that he'll be part of the second wave. He was in the first wave in miniature form. I have the little tiny one. So they had these little like coin cases and they had random figures. But if you looked in the slot, you could see which figure it was. So I went through all the slots and got all the figures because I'm a nerd. And I got the money bank, I got the launch pad. So they have the original Funko like 80s style one, but I like the newer DuckTale design look too. I like the look of the cartoon. So I'm hoping for that wave 2 this year. And I will, Jack Gizmo Duck. So
Bloopy says me and Baby Yoda have the same hairstyle.
Peach Fuzz, right?
Bloopy wants to know, did you watch the newer DuckTales, Rob?
Yeah, I love the cartoon.
I didn't watch it. What was it on?
It's on Disney Plus right now. You can watch all of it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You go
Maybe I'll check it out.
You have Disney Plus.
I do have Disney Plus thanks to a friend of mine, not you.
You declined me.
I didn't decline. Once, okay, so Rob calls me right before I'm about to take my wife to Disney Star Wars. And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy you guys the Disney Plus for birthday gift, everything." And I'm like, and then Jessica's like, basically, "Oh, we already have it. We don't have it. A friend of mine created an extra profile, so if she ever decides to stop letting me use it or doesn't pay it, then I don't have it." Where I was like, "Oh, looks like I don't have to pay it. Have fun on your trip. Bye."
Yeah. You
Dick.
already had it. So
I've driven down to California for your birthday and taken you bowling.
it's like 8 years ago. Yeah. So Brandon, it's 2020. That was like back in 2012.
I don't know.
Yeah, so before you throw out the whole I did some shit, like 8 years ago.
I've given so much to this relationship.
You want to talk about shit I've done for you? Like
no.
7 for you?
So,
yeah, all right.
yep. Moving on.
All right.
Did you ever read the comic book Preacher, the graphic novel?
Yeah.
You did you ever finish it, or you just about it? You read it?
Did I finish it?
Yeah.
Can I remember if I finished? I remember getting to the end, but I can't. It escapes me.
Well, it had and I won't. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna. It's spoilers, but season 4 is out on Hulu and other services.
Oh, the show's still going.
The show finished.
Oh, it finished. Okay.
Yeah, they finished on season 4, and it was really good. I really like it. I recommend, if you have Hulu, for anybody out there, binge watch Preacher. Season 1's really, really good. Season 2, it bogs down a little bit. It gets real slow, and you're kind of like, eh. Season 3 gets a little bit more true to the comic book and has a lot of the story arcs in it the best they could. If
they had just made it on HBO, like the way they did the Watchmen series, I'd be watching it.
They push it to the limit for AMC. It's pretty gruesome. Like season 4,
it's not just the violence. Here's the thing, and this is why I'm very excited about this. They're making a Green Lantern series for HBO. Is HBO has they give their TV projects a cinematic look. Like, go watch Westworld. They're out in the desert. You know what I mean? They're out in farms and shit.
I watched season 1.
But it looks amazing, right? Like a feature film.
Yeah.
And like The Preacher to me still looks like a CW show.
No, not that bad.
Yeah, it looks like a CW.
It looks like Walking Dead. It's AMC. They're not HBO. That should be their slogan. We're not HBO, but we're not CW. That's their slogan. AMC.
We're not HBO. ... But
but we're not CW. Listen, season 4 is balls to the wall. It's funny. It's good, and the ending is very. I don't want to say sad, but it's like it's like one of the rare times a show has an ending where I'm really at peace with it. Like, I was like, man, I like that a lot. Like, just the last 30 seconds of the show, you're just like, it made you feel like, I wouldn't make me tear up, but it made me feel good. I was like, man, that is a good ending to a show. Like, I was like, you know what? I didn't waste the last however many hours binge watching this shit for it to end. And I just go, really? That's fucking it? It ended a lot like the comic book, ends. So I knew where it was going. So I knew the ending. I didn't tell Jessica. And then it happens, and it's got a nice ending, and I was just like, good. I was just happy. Because there's so many times these shows, like, you don't get an ending because it gets canceled, or they know they're going to end and they kind of just do whatever they want. And then a lot of people get pissed off. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I know a lot of people were on the fence about that season 8 or whatever it was and the whole ending. And I always hear, people when it happened arguing about it. But as a fan of this Preacher show, I liked the ending. I thought it was really good. And I was like, man, I was just thinking about it today. And I finished it the other day. I was like, man, that was a really good ending. Like, I liked it a lot. I would rewatch the last episode.
On a scale of 10, how many iBoys would you rate season 4? How many iBoys, Brandon, do you think?
How about a FU Robs? I'd give it out of 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid 8.5 FU Robs.
All right. Okay.
I'd give it, I'd give it an 8.5 on the Oregon meter.
You had a chance to sell people here and to upsell.
Yeah.
You took.
Listen, if you're a somewhat comic book fan, and also maybe you like The Walking Dead, where it's more realistic.
Yeah, really realistic.
As far as it can be for a show like that. Anyways, The Preacher's goofy as shit. It's weird. It's wild. There's vampires. There's God riding a motorcycle. There's all kind of craziness that happens in this show, and I loved it. I loved it. You know, some of the gross parts, I was like, ugh, but other than that, I loved it. It was great. I recommend anybody go binge watch Preacher. I want to watch The Watchmen really bad. I don't have HBO. Do you think they'll have it eventually where you can just buy the series?
Yeah, you can. You can buy it on Amazon right now.
Oh, you can buy just the series on
Yeah, you
Amazon?
can buy the series, yeah.
Then I think I'll just buy it. I'll bite the bullet and spend the whatever $20 or whatever it is and watch it because I really want to. I've been dying to watch it. So I definitely recommend Preacher for people that want to watch a cool show.
Interesting. Brendan has weird taste in shows though. Like you were watching some show called Big Mouth.
Yeah,
It's not
Netflix.
funny.
Big Mouth is funny.
It's not
hilarious.
for Rob.
The newest season kind of,
Mhm.
I kind of just stopped watching it. But the first season or two, when it was new, and you're just like, this is funny. This is funny shit that's happened maybe as you're a kid, you know, doing stupid shit. But yeah, you know, speaking of stuff, watching things, I can't make up my mind if I want to see Birds of Prey. At first, I was like, this doesn't look interesting to me. And then something this past week, when I don't know, it's the marketing or little clips coming out, or I saw a music video from Doja Cat with Harley Quinn in it. And I was just like, you know, maybe it's not going to be bad. Maybe I might like it. I can't put a finger on it if I want to see it or I don't. I don't know if I want to spend my money to go see it.
Ryan on Facebook mentions that Watchmen only gets one season. Like, yeah, yes, it does. But, you know, the comic book series was 12 issues, and it took them 30 years to get around to continue that story. So if it takes them another 30, then I can wait. As long as it's worth it, I'm fine with that. But so Birds of Prey. Here's the thing: you like me are a big Cassandra Cain fan.
Oh yes.
And so when Humberto Gonzalez broke that Cassandra Cain was going to be in the movie, we all got super excited.
Yes, and for those that don't know, she is she's basically a Batwoman character, but her eyes and her mouth were covered like a latex.
She was an assassin, and Damian Scott drew those issues. They were
so beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then when it came out, and she didn't look a damn thing like Cassandra Cain, I was like, "Are we doing this again, man? Like, really?" And I'm not one of those guys who's like, it has to look just like the comic. But I mean, sorry, like after Suicide Squad, like you just gotta. I don't want damage tattoos on my Joker face. You know what I mean? Like it's not my thing. But look, the reviews came in this week. Could be good, could not be good. I don't know.
Yeah, it's mixed reviews, you know, and the Cassandra Cain thing, like it's not even like. No offense to the actress, I don't know who she is or how she look. You know, no offense to how she looks, but she looks like a New York tourist or a kid who's skateboards. She has like a broken hand, so she's got a cast. She's wearing like a glittery hat. I mean, the Cassandra Cain in the book was just a badass young assassin, and
the vibe that she had in the book was similar to any one of what was the actress that was in? She was in Kill Bill and she was in Battle Royale. Right?
Oh yes. She plays
yeah, she had the little spike ball whip and the.
Yeah, she had a little spike ball.
Yeah, but she was
Go-Go. Go-Go.
Yeah, but she was also in Battle Royale. Like that's the vibe. Silent will probably murder you. You know,
yeah.
When
you're more disturbed by when the character smiles than you are when they're staring at you with rage.
Like Batman.
That's how it should be
played. You don't want
yeah.
Batman smiling. Like
you don't. And this character just seems very aloof, very like, "What's going on? You have a hyena?" And it's like, no, she just if it was Cassandra Cain, she should look at the hyena, dead face, and then Cassandra Cain smiles, and the hyena puts its head down, scared. That's how you play that character. Because like it's the same thing. If it was Batman and Batman's staring at the hyena and Batman smiles, the hyena is going to get scared and run away, put its head down. That's how you have to play.
Now here's the thing, right? What if Ben Affleck decided to come back as Batman, but only in these Harley Quinn movies? Then would you feel obligated to go?
Yeah. I would, because in that first Batman role when he's just a badass in that warehouse scene, if I got some of that Batman, yeah. If I get Justice League Batman, no. If I got Batman v Superman Batman, like
Justice
getting
League
in,
Batman.
getting all shape and throwing down, and that brooding, mean Batman, yeah. If I got the Suicide Squad cameo Batman, yeah. If I got Justice League Batman who looks like a bank teller hating his life, no.
Stanley Ipkiss,
Yeah.
right?
So
is that Stanley Ipkiss, the bank teller who hates his life, right? The Mask?
something like that.
Yeah, Stanley Ipkiss.
Yeah. So
hey, what are the odds do you think we could get of Jim Carrey coming back as the Mask? Like if they could get Tim Miller, right, to direct the Mask sequel with Jim Carrey and make it like way more violent.
I might take it now.
Right?
I would. Someone tweet that.
It's popped in my head. It's popped in my head.
Tweet it, Rob. Tweet it before someone else does, like your damn Miles Morales idea.
You gonna go see Sonic?
It's same thing as Birds of Prey. It doesn't look as bad as when it the first trailers, but I just don't know if I want to spend my money.
Perhaps if you had this Regal pass.
Yes, like Crusher has the Regal pass where I can see so many movies.
Well, I do the Megavisions podcast now, so I think I'm obligated to go see it. So, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I might have to sneak in a Moscow Mule. Like, I might have to sneak out some alcohol, So
maybe drink a blue drink. Maybe an adios mother effer. You ever had one of those, Rob?
No, Brandon. No, but I'm pretty sure you had it at that Mexican restaurant we went to that did not serve very good food.
Not that time.
Yeah, I'm sure that's where you had it. So, all right, Brandon. Anything else we got going on here?
Yeah. I mean, how long do you want this to go for? I got
where are we at?
Topics.
Well, it is a mega show, so we can do another 20, 30 minutes. What do you got?
Oh, fuck. Damn it. No, I'm done now. I got nothing crazy. I just got some little things that, popped in my head.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. So in the comic books, I don't read comic books anymore, but I like to just kind of...
But I'm going to give you my opinion on them.
Yeah, but I'm going to give you my opinion.
Right.
So one thing I always liked was X-23, which is Laura, which is the female Wolverine, a clone of him. She got the 2 claws. She was in the Logan movie. In the comic book world, she's still the Wolverine, and she still has that mantle as Wolverine. And in the comics, Wolverine also, Logan says, okay, you're Wolverine now. You have the mantle. Now, with MCU moving with the Marvel, sorry.
Oh, no.
Let me rephrase this. With the X-Men moving to the Marvel movies, do you think they will still continue something with the female Wolverine, or do you think that's something that has to be way down the line?
Brandon, I would not even entertain this thought. You're not going to see no X-Men nothing from that company for a minimum of 5 years.
So even the actress that played the badass
Little
X-23, she's done. She's done. Yeah.
You got to understand, they're not going to want to sit there and shoehorn things into their current getup. They're just going to start from scratch. So that's it, folks. You can theorize and conjure up and hope and wish and pray all you want. I guarantee you, when it comes out, it'll all be brand new, and that'll be that. So that's it. And I'm just going to tell you why. Because number 1 issues always outsell the number 100 issue. So they got a chance to start from scratch. They're going to want to pick the actors they're going to want to pick. They're going to want to get the directors they're going to want to direct. They have their own vibe at their studio. They're going to want to maintain that vibe and tone with this version. Period. That's why some people who like the old Sony Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man don't like new MCU Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I love the new MCU Spider-Man. So you guys can go watch your fucking Electro movie over and over again for all I care. I don't know.
I think more of my question was,
But no, they're not going to keep that actress or keep
No.
or introduce the female
rephrase it.
Wolverine. Right? They're going to do the basic, most classic version of these characters. And
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
that's what I'm asking.
if you think Wolverine is going to even be in the I would stand to say, if Feige does what Feige does best, it will be the original Man Beast, Angel, Iceman, Jean Grey, Cyclops. It'll be just that initial team when they first show up. You know. And so don't be surprised if the first people that show up is just Professor X and that's it, or Magneto. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna get that core thing down, and they're not gonna just start throwing in Wolverine because they don't look. They proved with the other films they don't need the A-list characters. You know that it's not a Wizard fucking magazine cover. They have to put Wolverine on it to sell every issue. You know. They're going to put forth other characters because they have the opportunity to do so. What you're going to see first, though, is the Fantastic Four before you see X-Men. So, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But, I mean, what does it matter, Brandon? We're still 3 to 4 years of any of that coming out.
Think we'll get a Batman movie by then?
Well, they're filming it right now. So, I told you I wouldn't talk about it until I saw shit actually being filmed. Now, luckily, you know, if it were a Star Wars film, even then I'd be like, well, there's always a chance they could just cancel it halfway through. But they are filming the new Batman movie. But who knows what that film's going to look like, man? It could look realistic. It could look, you know, more, I don't want to say animated, but more stylized.
Right.
I don't know. You know, it'll be controlled. I mean, it's still 2 years away from that Batman movie's filming now, but it don't come out for 2 more years.
Jeez.
Which I don't know why. It's fucking. That's where I'm like, well, do you really need to spend $150 million making a Batman film?
Nope.
You know, like really. So, yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, these are just things that, like, I get to be a fan of, you know, as they come out. Like, it's fun to be able to go to the theater and be a fan of something that I don't have to work on the merchandise. I don't have to, you know, sign NDAs, and it's not work related. I can just go and have fun. And I don't understand why it's 2 years for. They're going to be filming this all this year, and then it's got a year of post, and then it'll launch sometime. Brandon, yeah, it's 2021 it comes out? Yeah.
I don't know.
2021 it comes out. So I think it's July of 2021 is when it was slated to come out. So we're just a ways away, bro. Year and a half?
It's going to be a long year and a half.
Oh, yeah. Hector says that Brandon wanted Harry Potter as Wolverine. LOL.
I did. I stand by it, you mother effers. You know what? Both of you can kiss my butt. Hector, you and Rob both get one cheek each, because I told you Daniel Radcliffe, and I don't care what you guys say, is a badass mother effer. Okay? I'm trying not to cuss as much on this cast. He is badass. I don't care if he was Harry Potter, whatever. Fucking Patterson, he was in Harry Potter, and he was like, you know, British little schoolboy. Now he's fucking Batman. So put 20 pounds on any actor and muscle, and if they got the acting chops.
But Pattinson was a guy who could steal your girlfriend even when he was in those Harry. Daniel Radcliffe ain't stealing your girlfriend. Wolverine's the guy who takes your girl. Wolverine is the guy who steals your girlfriend. Wolverine, look, it's that simple, Brandon. There's
girl stiliosis. That's what he calls it. He's girl stiliosis. He just goes, takes your girl like magic. Okay, I'm pretty sure Daniel Radcliffe has seen his fair share of whatever he likes. If it's females, I'm sure he's seen more than we would ever imagine, swimming in it. Okay. And Wolverine, he's a great actor. He's going to be Moon Knight most likely, because Moon Knight's a badass character. I'm telling you.
Daniel wears a hood over his face.
Facial hair, scruffy.
Because he wears a hood over his face, Brandon.
Did you ever see Horns? Did you ever watch Horns?
Yeah.
You didn't watch Horns. No, you
I
didn't.
watched
You
Horns
liar.
after you
You
told me it
liar.
was. Well, it's look, it's
And it was
Horn-
good.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
Brandon.
good.
All right. Okay, I understand.
Do you see? But do you see what I'm saying with the character as far as he could be
I
that?
see that you see it, but no, I don't see what you see.
Okay, fine. I want you just to humor me, okay? Because I want to see your point of view.
Just to humor you.
Just hear me.
Just
Put
now.
Daniel Radcliffe, and don't be a smartass, as
We
a character in the MCU.
We
Who
already
could you
did-
see him playing?
the
Not
one who
Moon
wears
Knight.
a mask, Moon Knight.
No, not Moon Knight. You can't pick one that's already there. Pick a
Sleepwalker.
character. So you're just being an
How
ass.
about Darkhawk?
Are you just gonna name every character with a mask?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that what it is?
You want me to
Okay.
name an X-Man he could be?
I want you to name a Marvel character. He
Young
could be.
Professor Xavier.
Fine, because he's British.
Yes.
See, I've known you so long. I know where your shit talking is
Toad.
going.
He'd be a great Toad.
Ugh, you're a wart. You're a wart on my life. That's what you are, Rob.
Beast. He's got hair now, right? He can't be worse than that dude who was wearing the Beast makeup. Who was that guy? The guy from Fury Road. He looks so weird when he wears the Beast makeup.
Yeah. I forget his name. He was in talks to be Batman too.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out.
It came down. Oh, Tom Holt. Tim Holt. Tom Holt. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked out.
It came down to him and like.
No, Brandon, were you in that room? Were you with his agent? Do you know what it came down to?
I was.
Okay.
I'm a big baller.
Right.
Who was there?
Uh-huh. Sure.
I was trying to get Daniel Radcliffe to play Batman. They're like, we're not having it. How about Wolverine? I'm like, you got it. Dicks.
You act, I like it when people are like, it came down to these three people. I'm like, were you fucking in the bidding war? Like, the fuck out of here, you know? Like people knew who it came down to. I'm just telling you, it wouldn't have worked out. Wouldn't have been good. Wouldn't have been a good pick.
What do you know? You associate with me.
I admit my decision making has been compromised over the last 10 years, to say the least. I've backed a few people that have not done me well in life, Brandon. Oh,
Good
by the
times.
way, Psycho stepped up and did timestamps for the entire last podcast.
Cool.
They're already done.
Nice.
You would know that if you had gone in there to actually do them.
I told you I'm doing them all. I'm getting caught up on the weekend.
He said
This
they're not
week.
that hard. He doesn't understand what you're complaining about.
I'm not complaining. I just is trying to find the time.
Well, while you're watching 8 seasons of Preacher,
8 seasons.
15 seasons of Preacher.
15. Rob, just so everybody knows, that is the best part of our podcast. Is next time Rob talks about Preacher, it's going to be 28 seasons and then 30. It always goes up.
64 seasons, Brandon.
Yes, 64. 100 more years. 100 more years. We're at 40.
Yeah, I know.
I got no more topics, by the way.
Are that it? Are we all caught up,
I got
Brandon?
I got one about Gene
Oh,
Collins,
oh,
Batman
no.
black and white statue. Do you know who Gene Collins is?
Gene Collins. No.
He used to draw Batman. That's about it. And they made a statue out of one of his Batman drawings.
All right.
My topics were a little limited because you kind of burnt
That's
through
a
them.
hell of a news story, Brandon.
Yeah, you burnt through my topics the other night with the surprise cast for no reason. You're like, hey, let's do a cast. And I'm like, okay, I got topics. And you're like, yeah, let's use them. I'm like, those are for the Mega Show.
Well, what are you doing this weekend, Brandon? Tell everyone what you're up to this weekend. What are you doing?
I'm working tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do some time stamping. Then I'm going to work on the board game with the missus.
Okay, all right.
And then I don't want to tell you what I'm doing on Sunday.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Brandon?
I'm watching football.
You're watching the foosball.
Yep.
Who
the Super
you
Bowl.
picking? Who you picking this year? Who's playing?
So I get piss off half of
It's
half our
Arizona's playing, right?
No.
No,
It is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, welcome to
And
1992.
The 49ers have a very good defense, but the Chiefs have a crazy offense. So it's going to be a great matchup. Hopefully, weather permitted, the Super Bowl kicks off on time. There's supposed to be a storm to roll through Miami, which I don't know why they're playing a Super Bowl in an open stadium. It's very stupid. I would have it indoor, but I don't run these things. So my money is
did it come down to
sound like Porky the Pig.
Sometimes that's what it feels like I'm working with here.
Yes.
So,
did it come down to what, Rob?
What stadiums did it come down to? What were the final three?
It rotates
picks?
It rotates every they vote on it. So every couple years it changes. So like next year it might be Arizona again, and then it'll go to Indianapolis the next year, and then it's like
what are you gonna eat? What are the big snacks that you like to bust out for Super Bowl?
We're gonna do Chinese this year. We're gonna do pork fried rice, sesame chicken, orange chicken. I might get some chicken lo mein.
Now, where do you get your Chinese food from? Panda Express or an actual authentic local?
Authentic local called Golden Chef, where when you walk in, all you hear is them screaming at each other until they come to the front register, and then they're all happy. Like, hey, how can I help you? As they yell at each other in the back. It's fucking amazing. I love it. I love just hearing them yell at each other and then come through that door and they're like, hey, how can I help you?
They're all yelling, oh, hey, it's him.
Yeah. You know what?
Fat Harry Potter showed up. Like
they're probably from, if I had to guess based on their accent, they're probably from Oregon.
Okay. Oregon. It's possible. A lot of good cooking.
Anyways, my money's on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win.
How come we've never eaten at this golden calf?
Golden calf, Golden Chef. I just not because you won't like it. It's authentic as far as Chinese food.
I won't
but it's quick and fast. It's not great. It's just it's gonna.
Okay, you admit.
I'm admitting it's not great, but for like $9, I get a giant thing of pork fried rice, and $7, I get a big thing of sesame chicken, and for $6, I get a giant thing of chicken lo mein. So I'm not going for taste when I eat there. I'm just trying to eat my brains out while I watch football.
All right. Okay. All right.
Oh, to balance it out, I'll go to the gym earlier that day.
That'll really balance out the sodium.
That'll balance if I don't pass out. So.
Sure. All right. What you gonna drink? What is the soup du jour?
I'm staring at it right now. I have three gallons of water. And then I have 3.
Preface the water.
Before. And I also have 3 2 liters of Dr. Pepper.
3
So I'm going to balance out. Yeah, I'm going to balance it out.
All right. Okay.
I'm just going to hook up an IV directly to my arm. Just get that drip going with the Dr. Pepper.
So jealous.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had 3 2 liters of soda in the last 10 years, but okay.
Oh, fancy pants.
I'm not fancy pants. I miss it. But can't have it. It's too much.
You can, Rob.
It's too much.
Can.
It's too much, Brandon. It's too much for me. Can't be trusted.
You got any topics? You got anything? Bring to the table?
My topic is just finding out what you're up to this weekend.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. You think I do? You think I care what people think? Like this channel would be way more popular if I took that into consideration. This is what interests me. We let you pick the topics, and you ran out, so now they're my topics. My topics are what's on your table? What's going on over there? You gonna have a dessert? You gonna have a chip or like a cookie or something?
I don't want to tell you what I have as far as my snacks, but I will say this: it's going to be very cool at this ranch.
Ooh, you have Cool Ranch for dessert?
No for appetizer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pre-game,
it's a weird Cool flavor Ranch of Ben and Jerry's Cool Ranch ice cream.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go fat mode here, and all my other fatties can relate. If you haven't known, Doritos just released new Cool Ranch chips with even more Cool Ranch flavoring. They emphasize that. So when you open up, instead of having to find like those 4 or 5 good chips, you know what I mean? Because you call them, everyone calls it the good chip, where it's like super seasoned on both sides. Now there's like 30 in there, so you just overdose on seasoning. It's so good. Maybe mash it up and snort it. I don't know.
Why don't they just sell the seasoning separate? So
I wish. Oh, I'd put that on everything. Everything. cereal. I'd put it in my drinks.
You know
I would
how
just
bad
sit
I
there.
got from me once, Brandon? I intentionally tried to find just packets of the cheddar powder cheese sauce so I could just put it. Yeah, I was looking for bulk purchases once. That's when I had to have an intervention in my life. Like when you just look for that, like where can I get bulk cheese powder? You know, like you have to question, your life choices.
I want to bring up real quick so that I'm not ignoring anybody. Mandy wanted us to say, you guys remember the penguins of Madagascar?
Yeah, I'm Penguins of Madagascar. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just bringing it up so I'm not.
They were the penguins in the Madagascar film. They got their own side movie, and Ape Entertainment had the DreamWorks license for a while, so they wanted me to draw some Madagascar penguin stuff. That, or was it? It was that, or what was the superhero one with the Megamind? I think it was like a villain.
Ooh, I love Megamind.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to draw some of that, but I was like, no. So I just couldn't do it. It's not the property. It's that.
Megamind was great. Did you watch it?
Yeah, but artistically, I had to draw it in a style in which I was not comfortable drawing.
Like super rendered airbrush looking type thing?
No, super flat and like, I want to say like a
pop art.
No, like super flat, but a little like Sean Galloway stuff at the time. And man, Sean, like, he's a really good dude, man. He's just really territorial with his art style. And so I don't want his wrath upon me. So when people are like, you draw like Cheek style, they call him Cheeks, right? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't want Sean's wrath. Like he's been a nice dude, and I don't want to piss him off. Ask Sean to draw it.
Yeah.
So I turned that work down.
Rightfully so. I mean, you've worked for so many different licenses and companies that it's cool that you were able to turn down certain things and still have so many other opportunities of things you've worked on.
I didn't think I had any other opportunities. That's when I started doing $10 sketches. I just didn't want look, people are territorial and they have every right to be because it's their livelihood, That being said, I just, like, Jim Lee probably doesn't care if I drew like Jim Lee, but if Jim Lee really did give a shit, I wouldn't bother. At this point, I don't feel I have to because I'm at a point where it's like I'm 40 years old, so it's like, look, here's how I draw. If you don't want that, I'll fucking sell my own art,
Right.
So I got lucky in that I pushed that path, but at the time, I had very minimal options. That's why I started the commission thing. It's a love-hate relationship with the commissions, right? Because you're like, they don't pay the bills, but they do over time. It's like a long-term thing. If you add up what you can make from it and what you're able to develop, and it helps build a fan base. Like, that's actually how I developed all of this fortune you see here. Like, this little community we've developed is a lot of these people just bought commissions and they've hung around, So, but with Sean, man, like, he I think a lot of people fucking aped his shit early on. Unfairly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unfair. Like, the whole fucking industry was, I remember at the time it was weird because if you drew anything that was remotely like Scotty Young's street style at the time, editors would clown you. Editors like at Viper and Ape and Image and stuff, like they would in Marvel, they would be like, fucking draw like Scotty Young, But then they would turn right around and ask people to draw like Sean. So it was really weird, And so I'm super respectful. And that's why I turned that project down. Yeah. But I know the guys that took on the work, and I got nothing but respect for them too. So it's like everyone's got to pay their bills. I think the thing though, man, like with that is too, like, let's say all of a sudden everyone wants to draw fucking boxes of cereals and plushies everywhere, and I'm missing out on it. It's like, well, what can I do about that? I can't draw them all. It's like the splatty stuff. I started doing that a while back, Brandon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, well, I mean, I didn't invent it, but you know what I mean? I helped that wave. I like to think I helped that wave. The wave of that look. To the point where after my Kickstarter with those Avengers prints, you know, within a year or so after my troubles with marbles, that look started ending up in their style guides, and my friends would go, "You should see the style guides. It's pretty fucking crazy. Looks just like the shit you did." I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's how it goes." So, but if someone said, "Rob, I turned down saucy work because I didn't want to, like, you know, anger you, or, you know, I don't know, anger, even just like I didn't want to take money off the table," I'd respect that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd get it. So, yeah. Someone the other day fucking ate Galloway shit, dude, badly. Like, they just redrew the poses and didn't give credit, you know? And it was like, what are you doing? You know, like, what world? What world do you live in?
I thought I could get away with it if it
You
wasn't
know?
for you pesky kids.
Yeah. So it happens, you know. I mean, that's his livelihood, dude. But he definitely got swiped way too. I mean, way too much when he started out, you know. And everyone on any indie book was drawing like he did. And you know what sucks about that is they do it poorly. They don't do it as well as he does, and so then I'm sure he gets the shit out of that stick. So
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, his style sucks. Like, no, his style doesn't suck. Him ripping him off, that okay, well, whatever. You know. So less than cool. Anything else, Brandon?
I got nothing. I got nothing, really.
All right.
I know I bitch that I got to spend my Friday night talking, but I enjoy it. I like the people joining us on the cast. I like people who follow me on my Instagram. I need to get back on my Twitch gaming when I get some time here. Maybe Sunday. Maybe I'll spend an hour on Sunday.
Maybe Brandon will stream Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, maybe
when it comes out.
Yeah. So I mean, if anybody wants to follow me on my Instagram, Mega Potato Show. I love all your input. You can troll me with Daniel Radcliffe stuff all day. I don't mind.
The one thing I got to do this year is we got to get some T-shirt merch put together with the Mega Potato.
And then I can wear it while I play video games.
Yeah, you can wear the potato merch. I can't wait.
Maybe make me one that says Buff Tater, and I'll wear it to the gym. I want one
that's just a sublimated potato with the cape neck strap, and we can tape one on, Velcro the capes on the back. That'd be awesome.
Bloopy asks if my Twitter is dead. No, it's still there. Mega Potato Show. I think there's an underscore actually somewhere in there. Let me see. I use my Twitter for just basically seeing whatever Rob likes or retweets. I have a Twitter. I just like using it for, you know, following world events, I guess. But if you want to follow my Twitter, it's megapotato_show. But I couldn't get I had the Mega Potato Show, and something went wrong, and it accused me of like spamming. So it locked me out of that. So I had to create the underscore one. I still got to figure out how to get back into that.
This is very fascinating, Brandon. You know, like,
hey, people ask.
I love when we just spend 30 minutes asking why you don't do things. Like, I mean, if that isn't my fucking life with you as it is, you know?
Yeah, you already called me and asked me why I'm not getting shit done anyway. So.
Yeah, right.
Might as well make it public for everybody.
Yeah, can anyone else want to ask Brandon why he's not doing stuff? Because I
mean, I'll just, next time Rob calls, I'm just going to ignore it just because I don't want him to know that I'm not doing things. Just like, no.
It's like Two-Face when he's just like flipping the coin, you know, which one it's gonna land on the scarred side no matter what.
Oh yeah, I'm always, when my phone rings, I'm like, and I'm at work, I look at it, my boss looks at me, he goes, Rob or Jessica? I'm like, and I'll sigh, and he goes, Rob.
So anyway, tomorrow morning for a couple hours I'm gonna be doing flats, and then I got some development to do for commissions. I tend to not stream my development, my roughies, because I don't like input when I'm doing that. But hopefully I'll have stuff to start illustrating Sunday for commissions, and we can start doing commissions on the weekends. And then Monday I'll continue flats and try to get the coloring all wrapped up on the Turtles piece next week, and we can get those prints in the store as soon as humanly possible. And then I can finish Megavisions issue 9. Didn't know it was going to take me a whole bargain month, Brandon. You know? But whatever. We're way past that regret now, folks. So,
Yep.
we'll see you all again next Friday, right, Brandon?
Oh yeah.
All right, say goodbye, Brandon. If everyone wants to enjoy or support the show in any way, please do check out shopsketchcraft.com. That's where I got prints. If you'd like to get a print, the Turtles print will be in there when it's done. If you want to donate a coffee, it's ko-fi.com/sketchcraft. Links are below. They're everywhere. Keep Rob highly capped. This right here was bought by Lauren Marshall. She chipped in some coffee.
Lauren's awesome. She's awesome.
She's down there in Australia. And matter of fact, I just did a cover for her book, Lana Luca, and the prints for that are available at shopsketchcraft.com. So you can go check that out there. I will see you all again later. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We had a good show. Good show, everybody. Good show. Golf clap, Brandon. A little golf clap.